Ngayon, teammates, no, makakapanayam natin live via Zoom ang Gilas Pilipinas Girls player Tiffany Reyes, ang anak ng dating PBA player na si Jay-R Reyes. Idol natin to, partner.
Good morning, Tiffany.
Good morning po.
Yes, good morning. Good morning, Tiffany. Tiffany, kumusta? Kumusta ka? Ano bang mga pinagkakaabalahan mo ngayon to start off? Ano bang mga agenda nyo ngayon sa Gilas Pilipinas Women's? Ano bang mga pinagkakaabalahan mo ngayong New Year? Ano bang updates sa'yo?
For updates po with Gilas, I think May po is Siaba in Philippines, Batangas. Tapos sa September po is yung FIBA na po sa U16.
Tiffany, before we talk about your upcoming events, obviously you're a second-generation basketball star here in the country and basketball royalty since your father played in the PBA. So I just want to ask, of course you're still young, but when you were younger, was this always the path that you imagined yourself pursuing?
I think yes po, because ever since I was like a baby po, I've always been, like, I've tried many sports po, pero basketball was really the one that stuck with me po.
Obviously, your dad is very instrumental, I would assume, in influencing you with pursuing basketball as a career. Can you just talk to us about your early days, the early days with your dad, how he introduced you to basketball, and many memories you made playing the sport, maybe?
I'm not really sure po like how I started basketball, but maybe it was the influence of like watching my dad play sa PBA po. Tapos, I would always like go on YouTube, watch mga highlights ng NBA po. Tapos, my dad would help me and then he would train me just for me to like get better po every day.
All right. Tiffany, you've made quite a name for yourself as a member of the Gilas Pilipinas squad, no? How would you describe your experience representing the national team?
My experience po with the national team, it was such an amazing experience that I was like, I made great memories po there playing with the 18 new ates, the coaches. They were also nice, helpful. They always corrected me when I was wrong. Tapos, I was so grateful to be given the opportunity to play as a 13-year-old, to play in 18U na international po and to represent my country.
Tiffany, last year you joined the West Virginia Thunder UAA program. Can you just tell us about the whole experience and how do you think this contributed to your growth as a player?
Yes po, I joined the West Virginia Thunder, pero the season hasn't started yet po. It's like around March, I think. So, how I made the decision of joining that team po and how it helped me is I just found like a team na what really fit me, like what was the best fit, because I also had help po with my personal trainer, Coach Dante Harlan.
What's the biggest difference, would you say, about the style of basketball here in the Philippines compared to there in the States?
Ano po, it's like different because here it's parang more competitive and like everyone's so strong and like they always want to win. And like there's the Philippines, they're also competitive, pero like it's like a different type of competition here po.
Pero Tiffany, speaking of competitive, no, what is it like competing in the UAA? How does it how does the level of play differ from what you've experienced with Gilas Pilipinas or other domestic teams?
It's AAU po, and like what I said a while ago, it hasn't started yet, so I haven't played AAU yet po.
All right.
So looking back, what was your favorite experience throughout the entire thing?
What entire thing po? Like
Playing
Gilas or?
playing abroad.
My favorite part po is like how everyone, like my team here na they're like so helpful. Everyone's like lifting me up. One of my favorite ano po is when we had a trip to Tampa. Tapos I had one game where I think it was one of my best games here so far. I had 4 straight 3s. Tapos yeah, it was so fun. Like everyone is like yeah.
All right, Tiffany. I also want to ask, no, looking ahead, what are your goals, both for your individual career and as a member of Gilas Pilipinas?
So for my individual career po, I want to play like in a high level, like in maybe in the WNBA sometimes. And for Gilas, I would still want to represent my country.
Tiffany, you said you watch a lot of NBA games on YouTube, and that's mainly how you got really interested in basketball. So could you just share with us who are some of your influences and your favorite players, maybe in the NBA and as well as the WNBA, because you said that's one of your goals in the future to make it there.
Ano po, one of my favorite players in the NBA is Stephen Curry because I always watch like how he shoots the three and how he moves without the ball. So WNBA naman po, I just started watching WNBA and mga high college basketball, and one of my idols po is one of them sa college is Juju Watkins and Paige Beckers, and then sa WNBA naman po, I think Caitlin Clark.
All right, Tiffany. I also want to ask, no, what are your thoughts about the 4-point play here in the Philippines? Alam ko maraming mga pros and cons dito, pero for you, Tiffany, what are your thoughts about this?
For the 4-point play sa PBA po,
Yeah, 4-point scoring, di ba?
Since you're mainly a shooter, that benefits you, doesn't it?
yes po, pero for me, I don't really like the 4-point play. Like I prefer like just the normal game. Like they don't need to add additional stuff to make the game more like whatever, like how they want to add.
All right.
Tiffany, let's go back to your influences. Earlier, you told us about some of your favorite players. Do you have any specific thoughts on Caitlin Clark, one of the biggest women's stars in professional basketball?
My thoughts about her po is like how she like moves, like how does she shoot that far of a three na contested tapos it would still go in, and how she creates tapos attacks the basket. Like I want to do that too, so like I'm trying to learn then from her on what I could do to add to my game.
From what we've been hearing, you're mainly working on your shooting, and that's a good thing because shooters really go a long way, especially how this current landscape in basketball has taken shape. So can you just share with us what do you do when you work on your shooting behind the scenes? How does it look like?
I not only work on my shooting po, I also work on like my attacking and also my dribbling. But for like my shooting, I always get in reps. Tapos my personal trainer would always like correct my form, and he would always say, just keep shooting it. Like, don't aim it or don't like, just shoot it. Like he's just gonna say, use your legs a bit more, not just your arms, and then just shoot it.
Tiffany, what's your personal record in terms of 3-point shots made consecutively in the gym?
Consecutively, like in a row.
In a row, yeah.
I'm not sure po, pero I think maybe 10 because I was with my dad once in the gym, and then I think I made 10 in a row.
All right. Tiffany, before we head on our last set of questions, no, I also want to ask, could you just share with us your journey? When did it started that you play basketball? Could you tell us your story behind your basketball career?
So I think I was 3 po that I started like holding a ball and started shooting a ball. Pero once I was like, I think around 7 or 10, I started taking it like really seriously ever since I was a kid. Tapos, ano po, my dad and like all the other, like my other coaches would always help me to get better. And then I would do some of the moves that I do in training to my game. Tapos, that helped me go to that helped me develop more. Tapos when I went to Gilas po, that helped me like in a whole nother level because of how the basketball IQ is like way different than just the normal basketball, and how everything like the competition got stronger for me, and then that's how I ended up here po.
Alright.
Tiffany, I don't know if it's too early to ask you this, but do you have any specific plans for college?
Not yet po, but I've been seeing like I've been seeing highlights po on like Instagram and stuff about the colleges and how they're playing. Sorry. And then like how competitive it is po, pero I don't have plans yet for college.
So, but do you have a preference whether you want to play in the US or maybe here in the UAAP or the NCAA? Do you have any plans or preferences, I mean?
Yes po, I would like to play here pa rin po.
Okay. Finally, do you have any advice to young Filipino athletes who also want to carve their path in amateur basketball and also professional basketball, because that's your goal?
My advice po is to, first of all, always listen to your parents and to always work hard and don't let someone or anyone crush your dreams on playing wherever you want to play.
All right. Thank you very much,
Alright, thank you.
Tiffany Reyes, and
Thanks,
a happy
Tiffany.
New Year to you.
Thank you po. Happy New Year.